Moving it right along, we're going to start with That Just Happened. And this week, there was the PlayStation State of Play. Sony gave us a glimpse of upcoming titles for this year and next. And I'm going to get right into it. It was kind of
Yo, listen, I know people that's listened to past episodes of like when I talked about the Nintendo thing, the Apple thing. Yo, this was another fucking snooze fest. I didn't nothing they announced gave me the little twinkle. The closest thing that kind of made me move the needle was Wolverine. And even then I'm still looking at it sideways for, my own reasons, but this was a snooze fest. But I'll let you get into the details.
at least on my part. I think let's change that. My gaming portfolio is well, maybe a little bit more device than my co-host Trice, but I can say for a fact the state of play there was remasters,
Mhm.
more remasters. There was some old shit, some unimportant shit, and one new thing. Even though we all knew about it because it leaked, and I was excited for Wolverine. Seeing the little bit they show, it put an ease in my heart. This game will be M rated. Oh, thank God. Marvel Spider-Man is not M rated. He does not kill people. And they have gone into interviews and talks on, if you knock a guy off the building, if you were to rotate the camera, he's just webbed to the sling, webbed to the side of the building, etc. Spider-Man doesn't have a quote unquote rule like Batman, no killing, but Spider-Man, in a sense, is a more family friendly approach to
Mhm.
superheroes, which is probably why he is, like I've stated before, the number one superhero as far as. But I'm going to get into some of the games, some of the highlights. If it wasn't for Wolverine and Crimson Desert, which I am looking forward to that game. Very much looking forward to it. Comes out next year, but it's early next year. Okay.
It's March
But
19th.
they March 19th, and I want people to pay attention to that release date, that March. I want people to pay attention to
Yeah,
a lot of games
it's a little
coming out
packed in that
next year.
March.
Yeah,
It's
the
it's
beginning of next year is packed pretty heavily, and there's a reason for that, but we'll get to it. They first showed off new gameplay and footage of their new game, Saros. You want to call it a sequel or a successful predecessor to Returnal from PS5, and it looks nice. It's a very nice looking game,
Mm.
and that's about as far as I can get because I don't
Yep.
understand the appeal of a rogue-like game. Now, it is a third-person shooter, and we all know Infamous. You love some third-person shooters.
Yeah.
But I have a gripe with playing a game, unlocking, progressing, moving forward, and I get killed and you take it all away from me and I have to start back from scratch. That
Mm.
bothers me. I've never understood the concept of that, and but it is something new in the sea of remakes, remasters, and re-releases. It is different. It is different. So we'll give them that. Zero Paradise. It's a little indie-ish game. Okay, I'm not trying to shit on it. I do love my indie games. It wasn't something I expect out of a state of play. That could have been a PlayStation blog show off. A Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, do I really got to say anything? It's in the name, the Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's coming on PlayStation. It's just another Xbox game coming on PlayStation. So yeah, Battlefield 6. That was very impressive graphically. It looks nice. They showed off the campaign for it with destructibility and everything, but it wasn't gameplay. It was trailers. That's no different than any movie coming out. It's a trailer. Almost everything we saw might not even be in the game. It's just showing enough to make it look nice.
Mhm.
Talking to somebody who went to film school, I know a trailer is to get asses in the seats. Once they got you, it's whatever now. The DSX remaster, I wasn't impressed. Wasn't moved at all because once again, a remaster, which is a detriment to this industry. I understand remasters are a little bit faster, easier, and cost effective to put out, but my stance on with these games, they're only as expensive as you all want to make them. So I wasn't moved. The Halloween game, and I'm gonna go a quick little rant right here. As a 35-year-old man, I'm not big on multiplayer games like that. If it ain't single player, if it ain't co-op, I kind of just. But Halloween is in a long line of these fucking asymmetrical licensed multiplayer games. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they keep making them because they all fail. And when they fail, or the license expires, the game is pulled. It's delisted, it's pulled. Majority of times they're digital only. So once it's gone, like a bad step parent. And I don't know why they keep trying to make these work. It didn't work with the Friday the 13th. It didn't work with any of the other ones. Why are we still doing this? Last Epoch, I don't know what the hell that is. Dungeon Crawl RPG. It looked nice. Again, it looked nice. That's one thing I will give gaming with all these high ass budgets. You do make these games look nice. I give you that. We'll see what happens with that. Seven Deadly Sins Origins. I ain't gonna lie. I know everyone is a little tired of the open world stuff, but I do love me a good open world RPG. And I am a fan of Seven Deadly Sins, the anime, the manga. So okay, this tickled me. It flustered my nose hairs. I got a little bit excited. A Sonic racing game. I'm not gonna say more than that. It's a Sonic racing. This ain't no different than a Mario Kart in my eyes. Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. Another fucking remaster. I did my homework on this one. Apparently, this is the Dynasty Warriors game that really got the ball rolling, really got the training. So I guess this is people's favorite. So I know there was a blunder with Dynasty Warriors 9, it going open world and everything. New one they brought in kind of brought things back. So I guess they're saying, let's make sure we reel the fans in. Let's let them know we're caring. Let's give them an old favorite. After that, Cold Vein 2, a anime Souls-like game. I'm all about the masochistic beatdown difficulty as. So this was interesting. Let It Die Inferno. I'm gonna ask the audience right now, do you all remember the first Let It Die? Because when this aired, I only asked why. Creme de la creme of the show, Crimson Desert, but I am biased. I'm heavily looking forward to this game. I believe this game will do what The Witcher 3 did and set a new standard, a new high bar of quality for action
Oh.
adventure slash open world games. But I will give this caveat. Everyone who's covered or seen this game have all had the same opinion. Can this game truly pull off what it is showing? From what I understand, there are a lot of mechanics, from the control scheme to the everything you can do in the game. Some feel it's a little too much.
Oh
Will
Lord,
it be
no
able to pull off?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, will it be able to pull off all what it's trying to do? Because once again, hey, in the trailers, but that's what a trailer is supposed to do. So we'll see about that. Sony made new hardware. They made computer. I'm gonna leave that there. They made speakers for computers.
Listen, and I want to preference that too. I don't think PlayStation does any accessory items good. I know they just recently had the wireless headphones come out, and even our friend in our group chat, gaming group chat, he got some, he loves them. All right, cool. Like one, but like I just feel like they're 1 in 871 on a record board. Like I don't like any of PlayStation's accessories. So this wireless speakers did not move me. And I just want to briefly talk and shit on Sony for that goddamn God of War 20th anniversary controller. What the fuck was that? Listen, listen. If you ain't seen what they announced you, and then and how they did the little trailer where it was popping out, it was some old rock dissipating, and it was popping out, and I was like, okay, okay. Okay, and then it showed its full thing, and I was like, I'm still waiting because I'm thinking there's still something gonna pop up on the controller. That motherfucker is just a white controller with some red highlights and a red stripe going down it. And it was like, good enough. Listen, Sony, baby, I can make some bomb ass controller designs if you just pay me half of what you paying whoever designed that bullshit. Listen, my 10-year-old nephew could have designed something better than that. What the like? It's like they don't care about the accessories and the look, and they just it seems like they're not in tune with the consumer on what they want. It's just like, oh, you want a black controller there. Oh, you want a white controller there. Even the limited edition, I remember LeBron had a controller and it was just his name scribbled in some other crap and a quote, and I was like, that's it. That's it. Sony does not do accessories well. I'll be really curious on the sales of these speakers in that controller, but I think it's hot garbage. But I'll let you continue.
I couldn't agree more. This is an area I say has Sony beat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those Xbox Live controllers. Set aside the limited edition controllers argument for a second. But the fact that Xbox literally lets you design your own controller down to the minute details. If that ain't consumer friendly, I don't know what is. But that controller was, I don't know.
It was hot
And
garbage.
the fact that someone walked in with the idea, got paid, and someone else's boss took it to his boss and was like, "Oh yeah, for the 20th anniversary of one of their flagship IPs, they're gonna sell this." I love the whiteness of the white in it, Carl. Yeah, and the red stripe. It's just like the stripe on his body. That's what I said. I love this. I don't understand. But the rest of the show, they announced PlayStation Plus monthly games.
Mhm.
Not bad. Only because the Alan Wake 2, which I believe they finally broke even on that game. I think it's been a few years, so okay, not a bad lineup. Some Gran Turismo 7, whatever with that. I'm not going to linger on to it too much. Not huge into racing games, but the two that I am on care about, Gran Turismo and Forza, they both have gone the live service route. So, and finally to end it, they showed off Marvel's Wolverine. Now, quick story time. Marvel's Wolverine had a massive leak a few years ago. I believe Insomniac as a whole, entire company had a data breach and they ransomware. They wanted some money. Sony was like, no, we're not doing that. So they leaked everything. There was leaked gameplay footage. I think some people were recording saying they were able to play early leaked builds of the game. But there were a lot of people skeptical about seeing where the game would go. There was no news. There were no updates, anything of it, which I completely understand. Why I want to talk about a product that got leaked, it stole your fanfare. But I was happy. They showed the old school yellow spandex suit,
Yeah, yeah, the one that old boy never wore in the movies.
right? They showed the aggressiveness. It looked like Sabretooth was in it, who, if people don't know, that's his brother, according to the
Mhm.
lore and, Marvel, X-Men, etc. And it hit all the bells. It didn't show enough, in a sense, to me. Took away the doubt. Okay, but now show me why I need to buy this at full price when it comes out and not wait for it to be $40 or $20 on sale, which it eventually will because that's what Sony does with their products, and it is a single player game. Between this and Crimson Desert, like I said, it wasn't all that. As everyone tends to do, I gave it a C. How do you feel about the state of play,
Oh, well,
Treese?
listen, I'm giving it the same grade I gave the other shit. It's a snooze fest. Like, outside of Wolverine, nothing moved the needle for me. Not even, and it's just like they really trying to, like, I felt like they was trying to beef up the show, announcing The Last of Us Part 2 remaster being added to the game catalog starting. Actually, it's already out now because it came out September 26th. And they talked about some premium classics, Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, Tomb Raider anniversary. I just felt like they was trying to like, hey, what can we put on the docket? We need to fill this time with something. So yeah, it sucked. It didn't make me excited or nothing for any of these games outside Wolverine. And Wolverine made it just because it was M rated. And if it wasn't M rated, that was gonna be a dumpster fire. Yeah, it was a snooze fest. Unimpressed, unamused.
And you know what? To add on to like what you were saying, somewhere behind the scenes, look like, hey, you know what? What can we put on the docket? And we need to fill this time slot. That goes back to what I've stated before about Sony wasting so much of this generation and years on their live service approach, and that they need to let that go. There are many ways to do live service, and clearly they were trying to go for the worst, scummiest ways of them to just generate that quick, hard, fast cash. But you don't need to do that. Stick to your guns. So do what you do. If the margins aren't big enough, then you hit your creative teams. And I'll give a pure Ghost of Tsushima launched 5 years ago. And afterwards, they added a little thing called Legends, a co-op mode with story missions, a raid, and etc. Can make that your live service. You gave it out for free. You had added things to it. You do cosmetics, some drip feed of missions, and more things to do to it. People will play. See, the problem is no one has problem with live service. It's how you all do them. You take us for granted. You think we're stupid. While the casual market just doesn't have a problem throwing away their cash, even they are waking up to this. So I just want to add on to it. That's probably why it felt like they were just throwing stuff out there. Just to, hey, this is what we got going on. But we can move on from there. Like I said, nothing special on the state of play we can get into. And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?